Welcome to day 4 of the Ben Greenfield quest. Now in day 3, you learned quite a bit about your muscle strength. And today, in day 4, you're going to learn a lot more about your muscular endurance. Now, the difference between the two, as the name might imply, would be the ability of the muscles to actually be able to contract, then come back over and over again for another contraction. Now, sometimes people get confused and they equate the term muscular endurance with something like the ability to be able to go out on a long run or a long swim or a long bike ride or something like that. It's actually not about that. Muscular endurance is more about the ability of your muscles at a local level to be able to deal with the burn, that classic lactic acid burn that you might experience when doing a workout at the gym or doing a strength training workout. Now, the reason that muscular endurance and attaining a good level of muscular endurance is important is because the better the ability that your body develops to be able to buffer lactic acid, the more efficient you're able to exercise, and also the harder that you can push yourself during exercise. In addition, as you train for muscular endurance, and as your body builds up the lactic acid that occurs as you train for muscular endurance, you actually develop very, very high amounts of what is called growth hormone. And growth hormone is synonymous with increased longevity and also improved markers of things like sleep, well-being, and libido. And so there are some direct quality of life trade-offs that come from engaging in some of these muscular endurance principles that you're going to learn on day 4. Now, when it comes to defining muscular endurance, I've created a special fitness test for you that you are going to complete at certain points during the quest. This will directly allow you to measure how well you're doing in the muscular endurance department. So let's talk about the specific practices you're going to engage in to increase your muscular endurance. Now, there was a researcher by the last name of Tabata, T-A-B-A-T-A, who discovered that muscular endurance could be very efficiently and quickly increased with the minimum effective dose of exercise by going very hard for a short period of time and then recovering for an even shorter period of time. And one of the results of his research was the development of what is called a Tabata set. It's very simple. It's 4 minutes of 20 seconds hard, followed by 10 seconds of easy. And as you engage in 4 minutes of 20 on, 10 off, what happens is your body begins to build up high amounts of lactic acid because it doesn't have quite as long a period of time as it needs to be able to buffer the lactic acid from the previous 20-second set before you move on to the next 20-second set. Now, when that happens, you get all those benefits of muscular endurance that I was explaining earlier. You don't have to do a Tabata set every day to reap these benefits. And as a matter of fact, most research shows that anywhere from 1 up to about 4 times a week is all that's necessary to gain muscular endurance through using a Tabata set. Now, in addition to a Tabata set, I also want to focus on a component of muscular endurance that is tied to your beauty and your symmetry, and that's simply your ability to be able to train your core with various planking motions that fatigue your midsection. Now, this, of course, is very, very important for you to be able to, say, look good in a swimsuit or with your shirt off, or just simply to be able to have good posture and symmetry. The core strength and the core muscular endurance is going to be very important for that. So you're going to train that via a core plank workout that I've designed. And then finally, when it comes to muscular endurance, training the body to be able to go for certain periods of time in the absence of high amounts of oxygen is also important. And there's 2 different ways that you can achieve this. The first method would be to engage in what I call breath hold walks, where you go out on a walk and you're focusing on deep nasal breathing and not taking in deep mouth and shallow chest breaths, and you're combining that nasal breathing with certain periods of time where you're holding your breath during the walk. So you're training your body how to get used to not having a lot of oxygen on board and even being able to withstand the high amounts of carbon dioxide that build up. Now, as an alternative to, or in addition to, these breath hold walks, You can also do underwater pool work. Now, this is a little bit more dangerous. There is always the risk of what is called shallow water blackout when you're holding your breath in a pool or doing hypoxic sets in a pool. So I would encourage you to, A, only do this type of workout if you have someone who you can work out with so that you can keep an eye on each other, and B, to really only do the hypoxic swim sets if you're comfortable in the water and if swimming and pool work is something that you're accustomed to having done in the past. But combining hypoxia with pool work is an even more effective way to get muscular endurance compared to the breath hold walks. And again, you can do just the breath hold walks, just the pool work, or both. Now, in your assignment for day 4, you're going to get a special list of equipment and space that you need to prepare. Now, the main things that I would really prioritize if I were you would be a space at your home or at the gym or health club that you go to where you can do some of these muscular endurance sets, such as the core plank workout and the Tabata workout. In addition to that, for the hypoxic training, you'll want some area that you can walk in, or a treadmill will do if your space is limited. And also, if you're going to do the water work, you'll of course want access to a gym or a health club with a pool or a natural body of water, a clean natural body of water such as a lake or a river or a sea that you can swim in. Now, there's a couple other little pieces of equipment in your assignment that you'll see there, like a golf ball and a foam roller for some of the mobility work you're going to begin doing, but those are the basics. Not a whole lot of equipment necessary for today's assignment.